only seen the best of them. You've only seen the rest of them. 'Cause nothing is better than this show. No, you ain't made no wiser choices than tuning into these two voices. 'Cause nothing is better than this show with Livvy and Chrissie.
We've got John Challis in the studio, and you are known worldwide in as far-flung places as India and Africa.
Yes, I know, it's frightening, isn't it? I'm in the global reach of Emily Fools and Horses, the green grass, and Boycie generally is pretty terrifying, isn't it, really?
It's wonderful. You were born in Bristol?
I was, yes, Clifton, which we're very near. Quite where I was born, I'm not sure. But it was just somewhere in Clifton. It was probably under the suspension bridge, probably, because it was during the war. Not the Boer War, the Second World War.
Yes, we know.
I am old, but...
You're not old enough for that. Come on, John.
You can tell just by looking, can't you? I'm not quite that old.
No, it's impossible. It's impossible. And you're known... I mean, your hugest part, and that you're renowned for, is as Boycie.
I am huge.
And shady
my hugest part is Boycie. Yes,
yeah, the shady car dealer with a shout that goes, Molly.
Molly, hello. Get your coat, we're leaving. Get in the car. She was always wittering away about something, and I was always trying to go somewhere. And
oh, that's brilliant. Because that's your catchphrase. You're known for that, aren't you, really? It was because you were in One Foot in the Grave.
Yeah,
and he was known for I Don't Believe It. And you're known as...
Yes, that's right. Well, it happens sort of practically every day. I mean, it's usually three lads walking down the street, and I can see them sort of giggling to themselves before they... Because I know it's coming. And they walk past me, and then as they pass me, they go, Molly.
It's so sleazy, isn't it?
I know, it's so sleazy. And then I turn round and they're giggling again like a bunch of schoolgirls, you know.
It is funny. Does everyone... I always wonder, do people call you Boycie, or do they actually say John? Or?
Well, no, a lot of people do. I think I get the impression that quite a lot of people would prefer me to be a character than myself, really. Because people do come up saying, oh, you're not like him at all. It's really disappointed, you know. And I've got a great friend where I live up near Ludlow, who's quite a sort of aristocratic type person. He's a big fan of the series, and he calls me Boycie. I say, Boycie, have you all met the Marquis of London, have you? And I say, not recently, no. Ah, this is the Marquis of London. This is Boycie. And then he sort of walks off and leaves us, unable to say a word to each other, because the Marquis of London area, or whoever it is, has no idea who I am. And so then I have to explain that my name is not Boycie at all, it's John Challis, and I leave them with complete confusion, you know. So no, yes, I am called it sometimes, but it's my own fault, isn't it?
You portrayed a car salesman brilliantly. Did anyone ever try to buy a car off you?
No. No, I'm the worst car salesman in the world, really, because I know nothing whatsoever about cars except how to drive them. And I am actually, the irony is, I'm a car salesman's dream, because I buy it on looks and colour.
Do you?
I bet, yes, I had a sort of...
What's your favourite colour car?
I actually like the midnight blue.
Oh, yeah,
I had a Daimler sort of V8 at one point, because I knew I had a friend who ran a sort of a vintage car business, and I'd go along and I saw it in the showroom, and I just went, oh God, and it had pop-up headlights. Like
that, yes, that come up.
And I'm sure one of them winked at me as
they
I walked
probably
past.
did. It had eyelashes on it.
Yes, that's right. So I went to him and said, oh, I like that car much. And I said, oh, well, that seems reasonable. He says, do you want to look under the bonnet? I said, no.
Yeah, what are you looking for? Do you know what you're looking for? I don't know what
Has it got an engine? I said, yeah.
Oh, you're like me. I don't know anything about colour, shape, style.
That's right. Yes, that's right.
Now, John, who's with us, John Challis, you were speaking earlier about your life and the work you've done and cars. And we also wanted to talk to you about a book that you've got out called Being Boycie.
Yes, that's right.
So when did you decide to write this book? What inspired you to do it?
Well, strange enough, I did an episode of The Green Grass, which was the spin-off from Only Fools and Horses. And I was doing an episode where Boycie was actually writing his biography. He decided that he was important enough, and he was going for knighthood as usual, and all that sort of thing. So he started. Why are you laughing? Why are you laughing? Sir Boycie.
Sir Boycie.
Say it now.
Sir John.
Oh, Sir Boycie. Yes. And I suddenly thought I'd always written stuff down for ages, you know, and people were always on at me to why don't you write a book, as if it's the easiest thing in the world. So this episode of the Green Green Grass sort of inspired me really. I thought, well, why don't I just try and get stuff together? But I'm hopelessly chaotic. I'm quite good at writing stuff and sketches and remembering stories and so on. But I have no form to it at all. So I have to find someone who can organise it and sort of chapterise it, you know, and put it into some sort of chronological order because it comes from all over the place. And I found I had very good recall. Which is strange because my memory is not great. I can learn words and so on. I can remember things that happened ages ago, but I can't remember people's names. Harriet. And
thanks, John. Thanks, Fred.
Thank you. Yes, I'll be forgetting other people's names
as we go along in the interview.
Yeah. But I started writing it down, and it was great. And we had 18 months 2 years ago, and it has been quite hard work, I have to say. But eventually we started getting it together, and last year in September we came out with Being Boycie. And a lot of it started was because a lot of people asked me what it is like to have this character sort of following around all over the place, and that's how it started. But it sort of started to become about something else, about how I got there. Because so many people asked me. That's right,
because I was reading the book.
How did you start? How did you become an actor?
Yeah.
I mean, why did you become an actor? You know, and all these.
And your mother, I read, was a drama teacher and taught elocution. Is that right? Eccolution.
Yeah, that's right. She
taught you how to speak proper.
She taught me how to speak proper. Yes, right. Yeah. Anyway, here I was. She'd be very proud.
I'm sure she'd love how I said elocution.
Yeah, she ran a little youth club, and she did help people who had sort of speech defects and so on, cleft palates and so on.
Right.
She's very good at it too, and help people public speaking and so on.
Do you think that inspired you for acting?
Well, I think yes. I mean, a bit of her fascination for all that. She was an amateur actress as well, and I remember seeing her playing Queen Elizabeth, and frightfully theatrical she was, and but it was wonderful. So, and I think she might have become a pro. If the war hadn't come, you know, because all the theatres closed. Yeah. And she got married like a lot of people, because at the time it was there might not be any tomorrow. You know. And I came along very quickly. And she never really went back to it in a professional way. So yes, I think a lot of that rubbed off on me.
And I read in your book that you also would imagine, I wonder if you just do, you people watch and watch their mannerisms and then you use it in your work.
Yes,
you still do that?
Yes, all actors are thieves, really.
Yeah.
What they do is they look at...
I'm glad you said that.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Live on air.
Gypsies, tramps and thieves, that's what we are. Yes. No, but it's something I've always done ever since I was a kid. I've always been fascinated by other people and copied them. I don't know why I did this, but I was always told off by my mother to do this. But still, it still happens, and that's where Boycie came from, really. It was a guy I knew in a pub in the 70s who actually fascinated me, all his... particular details, and versions of him have come out all over the place.
So we better watch it, Chrissie.
Yes, I'm looking for clues.
John might be going, flick your nails.
Yeah, I know.
If she's sitting there flicking her nails.
What I loved about talking to John about during the music break was this is a two-parter.
Yes.
So this is only part one.
Yes, I know.
Just, it's something. I love that confidence of that. That's great.
So John, if people want to get your book, how do they go about it?
Well, they can certainly get it at all Waterstone stores, and it can be ordered from my website, signed and dedicated. If you want it signed and dedicated to anybody particular, just go onto my website, which is www.wigmorebooks.com.
And if you want to meet John Challis, you're going to be in Bristol Saturday, October the 6th at Cribbs Causeway, doing a book signing.
That's right. Yes, I am.
So we'll remind everyone again.
By that time, the other book, the sequel, which is called Boycie and Beyond, will have come out. That's coming out in September the 20th. So there'll be two books to look at there.
So, This week we're reviewing The Other Half of Me by Morgan McCarthy. Now do stay listening, and I'm sorry to have to say goodbye to you, John. It's just been a pleasure to have you in the studio.
Oh no!
Don't get me wrong.
Is it something I've said?
No, it's nothing you said, darling.
Something I haven't said?
It's nothing. You've just been a joy.
Thank you very much.
We've got the Pretenders.